the general idea for most people right now is that he put me in there in a negative light to show how crazy fans are. He looked up a guy who has not made a video on Michael Jackson in 4 years, and he probably took a little clip of me being over the top like I often do, usually just for the camera, and said, oh, this fan is crazy.
I have really fucking had it with you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you to fucking hell. Fuck you, Wade. Fuck, I hate you so much.
Pause.
Okay, here we go. So he knows that you exist. It shouldn't be a shock.
That's what he did with me? The clip of me saying fuck you like 5 times? That is a video I uploaded in 2013. It's called Fuck You, Wade Robson. That should be obvious based on the clip he used.
Yeah.
And, see, the thing is, people are going to get the wrong impression. Like, the thing is, I do swear a lot. But that video, I swore more than I ever have in any video before. I forgot what part of Wade I was specifically talking about in it, because I made, like, 10 videos on Wade. But I know that in that particular video, I was really pissed off. Oh, no! I think, I might be wrong, so I apologize if I am wrong. I think after we're done here, I'm going to go to the video myself and just take a look. But I think it's the video where Wade's lawyer started blaming Michael's dad, Joseph. I think that's what the video was. And I was really angry. But regardless, I think it is absolutely stupid. If he's trying to portray the way fans behave, it is absolutely dumb to not only take that particular clip, but even that particular video. Like, I have over 80 videos where I talk about Michael's case. And it is absolutely stupid. He's trying to portray me as some lunatic who just, like, swears as opposed to posting facts. And everybody who watches me knows, or at least should know, that I have made repeated videos against Gavin Arvizo, the Chandlers, Wade, James Safechuck. I've made about the AEG trial. I've made, singular videos talking about all the facts within itself, talking about the psychology behind him being a child, doing sleepovers, the fact that, some personality traits of Michael. I have covered so many different aspects of Michael as a person, Michael's cases, Michael's accusations, contradictions in the accusers, the taped phone conversation from Evan Chandler, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that's what he takes. I swear he deliberately went online and said, I want to find a clip of somebody just swearing and saying nothing else, and that's what he took. That is not even that good
What's
of a
he trying to
video.
represent out of you? That all us MJ fans are crazy fanatics that doesn't know left from right or something? I mean, what do you take away from that? Choosing that specific clip.
That is what Dan Reed is trying to get at. And that's why I made the video I made today. The video I made today, where I call, debunking Wade Robson again, because I debunked him back in 2013 called Wade Robson Destroyed. And I knew, well, I didn't know, but I had a hunch that the portrayal of me was going to be just a swearing thing, fanatical type of thing. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to make another Wade Robson video, which is basically a rehash or a remake of my old one. And it's going to be filled with nothing but facts. That's also the reason why in the beginning of the video I showed my entire playlist. Because I wanted people to know that I haven't just made one video or 2 videos. I have a list over the span of 12 years.
They're seeing the list as we speak.
Yeah, and a lot of the videos in that list don't even have any swearing at all. A lot of them do, but a lot of them also don't. Some of my best videos are the ones I actually made about Mike Parr. Never even mind specifically Wade, but against Mike Parr, where I would, of course, talk about Wade. Some of my best videos that people can check out are Myth versus Reality, is a really good one. I had one against Mike Parr that I called Lisa Marie Presley tweet. Oh, no, sorry, that was his response to me. It was called, because he had a series called In Plain Sight, and I made a series in response to Mike, and I called it In Blind Sight, which is basically an insult play on words to his series. I'm going to go to my playlist right now and just take a look. Hang on. I want to get the exact title. Yeah, I have a ton of videos people could check out. The one he showed, by the way, in the documentary, I think it's the Fuck You Wade Robson. It's a 5-minute video. But let's see. There's the AEG trial update. There's the hater community destroyed. There's Michael Jackson
So
news
you
and
have
hater.
this reputation of defending Michael for years and years, backed up by evidence and supported by facts, whereas he takes a deliberate clip of you swearing in a specific aspect of what you were talking about in terms of his claims, and then he uses that to misrepresent you as this crazy fanatic who can't see, day from night.
Exactly, and these are some of the videos people can check out. They go to the playlist. I have the In Blind Sight, which is the original response to Mike Parr. I got the AEG trial verdict reaction where I talked about the trial. In Blind Sight, what you already know. In Blind Sight, oh, this is the one, by the way, in my opinion, my personal best. In Blind Sight, positive odds / Lisa Marie Presley tweet / Talking Manatee. That's Mike Parr's nickname for me for some reason. I have one talking about the hater ignorance, explaining the sleepovers, explaining Aphrodite Jones. I was on the King Jordan radio show twice to also clear up Wade's lies. People can check that out. I have videos analyzing Conrad Murray, Diane Diamond, Diane Sawyer, random fans, Dr. Manning, Mike Parr, everybody.
So the list just goes on and on.
I have videos after video after video after video. I have videos on Wade's original rape claims, his mid-rape claims when he changed them, and his finalized one, Jimmy Safechuck, oh my god, Tom Sneddon. I have everything. The list goes on
Everything
and on.
you can think of. So based on what you've
Pretty
seen
much, yeah.
thus
This is a
far,
long list.
based on what you've seen thus far in this 2-part documentary, right up into the point where they came up and mentioned your name, what have you thought to this point in terms of believing them, seeing their body language? I mean, what do you take away from this thus far as the documentary's ending and closing?
This video has no evidence in it whatsoever. A lot of hearsay. There is a lot of emotion from Wade and literally nobody else. Well, no, him and his sister. Everybody else seems pretty cold, almost robotic, but Wade and his sister are showing actual emotion. I will say that Wade does seem convincing because of his emotion, but convincing does not mean proof. Convincing does not mean evidence. The only physical evidence that's shown is by James, not Wade, when he showed the rings, and there's no evidence either proving that those rings actually came from Michael. And oddly enough, he actually could prove it. One thing he could have done is actually gotten those rings finger scanned to see if they match Michael's fingerprints. I don't even know how you could do that by this point because he's dead. But like something like that could be done or could have been done years ago to prove that they were at least given to him from Michael.
They could have done this back when they had their case in a trial.
Yeah, during the trial.
In court.
Like when James, when James took the stand as well, he could have showed the rings. There could have been something to check Michael's fingerprints because the thing is, the rings were given to James from Michael, supposedly. So they were in Michael's hand at some point. They could have done something like that. Even check for DNA on his hands. There could have been a whole number of things. But the point is, there's no actual evidence shown in this documentary. A lot of it is regurgitated claims we've been hearing ever since 1993.
And claims that you can easily debunk, as you have in your videos, from the last 10 plus years.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be pretty easily debunked. The only thing I can't debunk directly is the emotion that Wade is showing. But like I said, his emotion also doesn't directly prove anything. Like I said as well, his emotion could just be, a lot of people do this. What they do is they take a bad situation from their life and plant it on somebody else because of guilt. And what Wade could be doing is thinking of a number of things to give himself that kind of an emotional response. Like thinking about his own dad who committed suicide. Surely that's a very big thing. And before his dad committed suicide, he didn't have a very good relationship with him. Plus all their severe family issues. He could also be angry at his own mother because she doesn't seem like the greatest. She doesn't seem like Mother of the Year either. So there could be a number of things that Wade is convincing himself. I don't think he's a pathological liar because that would insinuate that he's not only lying now but also lying in 2005, and that would just fuck up the whole thing. But I'm not sure if you can even become pathological, but maybe you can. That I never researched, but. The thing is, there's just no evidence in here shown. And also, Dan Reed, I want to also point out what Dan Reed had said in one of his interviews, saying that, Michael's not here to defend himself, but I gave Michael a presence in the documentary to kind of give his side. by showing Michael speaking as well as Michael's lawyers speaking. However, if you take all that footage and combine it together, it's only about a minute and a half, therefore making Wade's claims about 3 hours and 59 minutes. And that to me is not 50-50. In fact, that's 99.9 against 0.1, and that's not fair. So Dan Reed is a fucking liar for that statement as well.
Nor does any of that secret footage we've never seen before correlate with all of their claims that they've been alleging throughout the whole documentary.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. There was also that that secret footage. Like we have the fact that Michael gave Wade a camera, which would have been great if he had filmed literally anything and kept it and then showed it somewhere, but nope. And then also the claims of like, oh, I had to do this for Michael because he was like my friend and all this shit. None of that makes sense, but I covered that in the video I made earlier today, so that's fine. It's just not enough. He got me going a little bit because of the way he's crying and stuff like that. I accept it.
That's what they were setting you up for, pulling on your heartstrings to try and get you into the delusion. And I just wanted to mention
the thing is, there is a little bit of pulling on heartstrings here. But the thing as well is, I know body language, and I can tell you that for the most part, he doesn't come. I mean, I might be wrong, but he doesn't come across to me like the crying is fake. It does not, and I'm gonna say that. But the thing is, like I said, he could have convinced himself that all this is true. That's what being pathological is all about. Sorry, go ahead.
So before we continue, I just wanted to mention, so you know how you've been hearing the reports of they're not cashing into HBO and they're not making any money out of this documentary? Well, I just wanted you to read a report. So HBO's Michael Jackson Accuser is cashing in on this Leaving Neverland documentary by opening up a donation page for people to donate toward.
For him or for victims in general?
For him.
Of course. And the thing is, too,
they claim in the article that they'll probably send this donation to charities and whatnot, but I'll let you read it once we finish this documentary up. But
so, just one more thing as well. I didn't know what you had just told me, but I had thoughts about that regardless. It's actually quite impressive because another thing is Dan Reed had also said, oh, they didn't get any money from this. That's kind of his way of like tearing down the fan excuse that they're all being paid. But the thing is, though, he should have been more. He should have been a bit more specific on that. They're not being paid by Dan, but I'm sure Oprah paid them. I'm sure HBO paid them. I'm sure anywhere else that they're doing interviews has paid them. Just because Dan didn't pay them doesn't mean they're not getting paid.
Right on.
It's been scary for me as a mom with our child, in regard to the threats that come from that Wade receives.
I love that. They're trying to show that Michael Jackson fanatics or diehard fans or whatever are hateful and send death threats. So what do? They use the only fan out there, not only fan, but like one of the few fans,
the one of the most prominent.
And I've never sent a death threat. I'm the example they use, and I've never sent a death threat to him.
And you're the most prominent, I can't even.
If your point is about fanatical fans sending you death threats, then maybe you should have shown a fan who actually made a death threat.
Whether if it's through keystrokes or video, I didn't know swearing, conjugates to death threats, and all they've done is swear throughout this documentary also.
A judge has dismissed a choreographer's claim that Michael Jackson molested him as a child. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Mitchell Beckloff dismissed Wade Robeson's claim on Tuesday after determining he waited too long to file it in court.
This is where they officially threw out his case.
That's me. They're putting in my like creepy laugh. What the fuck?
They know Michael Jackson.
What?
The amazing musician and the amazing superstar.
All they did
I'm
was
not
try to
taking anything
portray
away
me as
from
crazy.
Michael's talent as a superstar.
Wow.
But as a
Unbelievable.
man,
All I did, can you pause for a second?
as a
actually?
human being,
Unbelievable, Matt.
All I did in that video was I did a creepy laugh for fun to make my audience laugh. That's the only reason I did that laugh. I want people to know that laugh was not real. I did that for fun for the camera. Like, that was not a real laugh.
Don't they know satire from, it's questions I shouldn't even be asking because they damn well know what they, are
They don't
actively
know.
doing
They
it.
clearly don't know what satire is. That laugh I did was fake. Continue.
Now they're gonna say that you're fake and that you defending Michael's fake. They're gonna take that soundbite. So be careful.
See, that's my real laugh.
It would have
the
no
big
bearing
thing for me
anyway.
the big thing for me is that it's not that I don't believe Wade in the documentary. It's that I don't believe Wade because of all the contradictions that fans have found and I have
Exactly.
found. Like the video I made this morning. I think if all the contradictions that I listed in my video were not contradictions, this would be a lot easier to believe. But I'm here. I am trying to believe a man telling me a story while contradicting his story at least 10 times. It's very hard to believe a story that is not straight.
Like, how many times throughout this film have you tried to convince yourself to put yourself into his shoes, to try and believe him, to try and see what he's saying, but then at the same time hearing all of these contradictions that are easy to point out and refute? It's just that, I'm sorry, no matter how hard I try, I just can't be convinced by you.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It's just not enough. It's just there's too much heartstrings pulling instead of actual facts, and there are so many facts against him. Never mind his contradictions, but just like the thing is, like, one contradiction was actually explained. I'll give him that. The first one I said in my video was, why would Michael want his own victim on the stand? But that was actually covered. Apparently, Michael literally asked him to do it. The thing is, I don't understand why. Why in the name of fuck would Michael be dumb enough to ask his own victim to take the stand? That just blows my fucking mind. I wonder if that's even true, but again, I don't know. I'll finish on this line. Dan Reed, thank you for the promotion.
Well, if everything he said was true, then why did the 2005 trial have to lie many times and falsify evidence? That's the only question I have.
Yeah, Snedden definitely falsified a lot of information, and I don't get it. There's too many.
You can't ignore those contradictions. I'm just saying.
No, you can't. There's too many contradictions, and there's too much lies put into an apparently true story. But whatever.
All right, so that ends it here, folks. You heard it from the man himself, the expert on Michael Jackson, the top fan for over 11 plus years on this website known as YouTube.
Thank you, Jacob.